So guys, there's been a lot of questions that have arisen from yesterday. The potential Las Vegas A's stadium proposal, people saying the site in the rendering is too big, the footprint is too large, and then where is the Bali Hotel that was proposed? I'm going to discuss all of it. I'm going to discuss the latest news on the Vegas A's. Is this thing even for real? It seems like a third grader made these renderings. It seems like they were just thrown together. How does the retractable roof actually work? We're going to discuss all of that. That's the first thing I want to talk about because there are people that were saying it looks like it's just a big overhang. It's not actually a retractable roof. That's not the case. They would never do that, especially in 2023 in Las Vegas. You're going to need a retractable roof. It is a necessity. I thought it was to the point where they might just have a fixed dome with like maybe windows. Apparently they're not going with that, but they are doing something that no other MLB team is doing. It's like an overhang through half of the stadium, and then it's a cable system that it looks like the roof that comes over the rest of the field like a capsule. It looks like it's under the other roof, and it just kind of comes over and it completely closes. You guys can kind of see that system, that circle, like the silver circle. I'm guessing that's the track for how it closes and opens using that cable system. I just wanted to address that because people were confused. Would they have to have all their games at night? Guys, there is no way in 2023, if you're planning a stadium that's going to have a sporting event in June, July, and August, that you would plan for, a stadium that would be half open at all times. It obviously is a retractable roof, and I'm guessing there's some type of windows that are like see-through for whenever it is closed. I'm sure we'll get more renderings on that. You can get another little better HD look at the exterior, the front of it, with that fountain that is there. Also a big staircase, and then people also a little bit concerned, where is the Bali Hotel? Guys, I'm just going to assume this is an early rendering. They're not going to include it. I mean, you could easily include a hotel, but people were also commenting on the footprint of the stadium, it being too big. I'm a little bit more concerned about the outfield seating. I think it looks really disheveled. Also a horrible batter's eye, obviously, but maybe this is just an early rendering, but that is the current situation on the concept. It is going to be retractable roof, but half of the stadium, it does look like always will be covered, or honestly, maybe like 3/4 of the stadium with just the outfield open. That's kind of what it seems like. Very unique to this ballpark in specific. When you look at every other retractable roof in the MLB, they're all pretty much open-close. When they're open, they're open. When they're closed, they're closed. With this one, it looks like even when it's open, there's a huge overhang that covers virtually all the fans and goes into the outfield. And then it kind of acts again as like a little capsule that it closes, over the stadium. So that's just my take on that. And then we do have this tweet. This is the ballpark they should build in Oakland, going back to the Howard Terminal. I don't know, man. The Howard Terminal proposal, maybe it should pick up some steam here after seeing these renderings. I'm just kidding. I saw there was an article talking about why the MLB is letting the A's just get away with completely tanking their team. And honestly, we're at the point with Oakland, they're 10-43. I'm not dramatizing this, legitimately a AAA team competing at the MLB level. And it's a real issue because you've got a team like the Houston Astros that is just running up wins. I think the Astros have faced the A's it feels like this is their third series in the past 3 weeks, and they're just throttling this Oakland team. I saw Oakland had an attendance of 13,000 last night. That's actually really, really good for them. It was a Friday night. You can see they're 1-9 in their last 10. They've got a negative 187 run differential. I believe that's a record. And this is a team that might win 42 games this year. I mean, just the competitiveness. It's such a bad look for baseball because, again, you're going to have some of these teams in the AL West running up crazy win numbers. The only thing that's really saved the MLB is them changing the schedule so you don't get Houston with virtually like 17 or 18 free wins against Oakland, because last year they had the old system where they'd play each team in your division 19 times. They've cut that down, I believe, to about 10 games or 9 games. But either way, still, it's sad. Like, this Oakland team, it's not a matter of, oh, maybe they'll win. All we're asking is how much will they lose by? They're just not, like, it is, especially the pitching staff, it's historically bad. Their opening day starting pitcher was already sent down to AAA. The dude's got a 7.5 ERA. Kyle Muller, who, let's be honest, had no business being an opening day starter anyways. We do have more updates on the A's situation. The biggest new detail is that the new ballpark will be overseen by the existing Las Vegas Stadium Authority, which also oversees Allegiant Stadium. Whether this poses any political issues remains to be seen. Mark Davis has opposed the move of the A's to Vegas for whatever reason, maybe competition with sports. I mean, Las Vegas is becoming super crowded for as small as it is, and its reliance on tourism. If you're talking about the idea that Las Vegas possibly, they were actually in the running for an MLS team. I don't believe they got an MLS team. I think that went to San Diego, but you've already got an NHL team, you've got an NFL team, you're looking at an MLB team, and there's already an idea that an NBA team in the mid-2020s will be going to Vegas. So this is going to have a lot of competition when it comes to the tourists. You know, could it drive the ticket prices down a little bit? I really don't think the NFL needs to worry about that. The NFL is in such an exclusive position to where there's such a major sport in America and really in the world. And also they have the combination of scarcity with being the number one sport. There's only 8 or 9 home games if you are an NFL team. That is huge scarcity. The MLB obviously does not have that problem with 81 home games. The bill does not call for new revenue, so passage would only require a simple majority vote instead of relying on a combination of tax credits and such. So that is the situation. Interestingly, the bill does not specify the Tropicana resort site currently considered as the front runner. There have been reports that the A's have toured other potential ballpark sites even after Bally's announcement. Their binding agreement to partner with the Athletics ownership on the Trop development. And there has been a rumor that the new name of Vegas' stadium will be Tropicana Field 2.0. So, I mean, listen, that's a good, I'm kidding, but it is kind of funny. Looks like they're still keeping their options open. If worst case scenario happens and this binding agreement falls apart with the Tropicana, with the hotel that they're going to tear down, doesn't seem likely. Seems like it's a very old hotel. It looks completely out of date, let's be honest, But if it falls through for some other legal reason, the Athletics ownership are keeping their options open, touring other places, and they're not going to specify exactly where the site is because it's not 1,000% confirmed. If everything happens smoothly, legislative approval of the ballpark bill, Clark County approval of the bonding, FAA approval of the new plan, we could see owners in a position to approve the move of the A's at the next owners meeting, and that is June 13th through June 15th. And I saw ESPN had something on that if they get all of this legal stuff worked out, they get the site down, the renderings, everything, there could be a vote about the A's relocation to Las Vegas happening with a timeline June 13th to the 15th where the owners would vote on it, and I would certainly assume it would pass. For the MLB, it's just a better situation. This goes back to the idea, why is Manfred not punishing the A's for basically, being a AAA team, tanking their season to force a move to Vegas? The reason is because the Athletics have a much higher chance of being worth more money, no matter how good or bad they are, in Las Vegas than where they are now. Just look at the St. Louis Rams move to LA. I know they got better as a team, but still, there's just such a higher market value, you would think, in Las Vegas with all the tourism, with how the NFL has moved there, with how the NHL has moved where, with the NBA kicking around. The MLB wants to get a team in that market, and that's why there is a high incentive for this move to happen. And you've got the other owners kind of looking the other way when it comes to the A's, just not putting a competitive product out there. This isn't even a situation like the Nationals to where they won a World Series in 2019. It is what it is. They're going through a rebuild. They have some really bad contracts. This is just a team that is trying to lose games and be as bad as possible. You hear that all the time in like sports where a team is tanking or they're horrible. But I mean, this is like a different situation in and of itself. No, they literally are trying to be as bad as possible to lower the attendance so they can force a move. That's the game plan with this, right? And Manfred's not going to punish it because he wants a team in Vegas over Oakland because he likes the market better, and there's a higher percent chance the MLB overall is going to be more valuable with a team in Vegas. So that is the current situation on the A's. It is kind of I guess you can call it a retractable roof, like a big overhang type design, but it's kind of like a half retractable roof. That's what I would say about their current model. And then you can see the track, the entire thing through a cable pulley system would kind of capsule over, and the entire thing would get covered. And obviously they need a retractable roof in the heat, especially this day and age. It would never fly without one. So that is the current situation on the Oakland A's potential move to Las Vegas. Guys, make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.